And this is one that, it's kind of interesting. I thought me and Aaron would be lined up on this. And we, in fact, find ourselves very naturally on the opposite side of this issue. Remember, yesterday we were going over transfer portal Christmas presents, and the most awful timeline was laid out where Drake Maye, a guy who Aaron has told you from watching film reminds him of Aaron Rodgers because of his lower body work, his footwork, how he can move, how he can launch the ball. The darkest timeline is Drake Maye transferring from UNC and going to Alabama. As soon as you put it in my head yesterday, it started to percolate. It made me very sad. And so I was ecstatic when I saw yesterday that Drake Maye said, I ain't going nowhere. Wolf of Wall Street style. He's staying right there in Chapel Hill. That's what I'm talking about, Drake Maye. That is the correct decision to stay, be a Jumpman athlete, get that money, be a Chapel Hill hero. He comes from a UNC family. Good shit, Drake Maye. Stay in a Tar Heel.
I'm happy for him. Like, good for him. Good for him for sticking to his. I love in a world where guys are jumping left and right, in a world where guys are leaving, like Spencer Sanders, who's a starter. Like, the amount of starters we've discussed is that are leaving to go to new homes is still baffling to me. Like, I would never in my right mind think about leaving the University of Georgia like my senior year after I started for 3 years. Like, oh, I'm bored. Let me go play somewhere else. I don't get it. I do think NIL does play a part in all of this that we're seeing right now. But I'm not poo-pooing his decision. I'm just more shocked.
Stand by your take. Stand by your take, coward. Brum is over here wilting in disappointment. Stand by your take. Did Drake Maye make the correct decision staying at UNC?
In a world where it is easy to look at yourself and say, what do I want, and what's the quickest way to success and stardom and championships and personal awards? Yes, he should have left if that's the case. If he's a guy that wants to go win a national championship and have an easier path to do it, a more realistic path to doing it, he should have left. He should have gone to Alabama. Shoot, he probably could have gone to Georgia. I love what Georgia has on the roster, backing up sets right now. I think Carson Beck is going to be a stud. But he could have looked at that situation and said, hey, man, you got Brock Bowers, A.D. Mitchell, McConkey, a young defense, an offensive line that's number 2 in the country right now. Look at it. He looks good in an Alabama uniform. I want to go be a Bulldog. I want to go be a Crimson Tide. Put me an opportunity to go win a championship. Put me in a better situation to go win a Heisman. Last year, Alabama's quarterback won a Heisman. This year, Georgia's quarterback is one of the finalists to win the Heisman. When's the last time UNC won a championship? When's the last time UNC put someone in New York as a Heisman finalist? So, yes, if he's a guy that wants to be like everyone else who's chasing all these things, he should have left. But I'll say I am very happy that he stuck to his commitment, because he could have gone to Alabama. He was originally committed to Alabama. He backed out. UNC's his home. He wanted to go there. I love the story. I'm just more than anything shocked that he's not taking the opportunity to go somewhere and become even more of a superstar than he already is now.
You know what else seeks the path of least resistance? Water. You know what water is? Wishy-washy, okay? And Drake Maye ain't some wishy-washy little bitch like you are, Aaron Murray, okay? No. Drake Maye,
I stayed all 4 years. I stayed all 4 years, T-Bob.
Stands by his commitment, okay? And okay, answer me this. In all seriousness, and I believe this in my core. Tell me if you agree or not. True or false? An ACC championship at UNC means more than a national championship at Alabama. I believe it.
No.
On these simple
you won the worst league,
what has happened
the worst league in America.
What has happened more often? Doesn't matter. What means more to the fans, to the school? Does Alabama care more about winning another natty or UNC winning the ACC championship in football? They'd be besides themselves. It never happens. When was the last time it happened? I don't know. Let's look it up.
And what are the chances of it going to happen? That's the question. Like, is it realistic for him to think that he's going to win an ACC championship game as Florida State is evolving and becoming more the Florida State that we know? When Clemson is still the dominant factor with way farther superior athletes on both sides of the football than you had. Look at the game that just occurred this weekend. Clemson didn't even have a legitimate quarterback, and they still beat the living crap out of North Carolina. Like, that is how far North Carolina is behind the big boys in that conference.
That's all good.
And I don't see it turning around next season for him, because he has one more year left. That's it. He's got one more go. and then he's going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft next season. Why not go out with a bang? Why not go out there and go somewhere where you can go win a national championship, where you can go win a Heisman, and regardless of where you go, you're still going to be a 5-star, first round pick. I get that. But damn, like if I had an opportunity to go win a Heisman and I know I could go do that at Georgia or Alabama and I get one free go, I would consider it. I may go and I, you know what? The NIL, I'm interested to see what the NIL is there at North Carolina. I don't think it's crazy big for football compared to obviously
Jordan,
basketball. Bro. Yeah,
Michael
MJ
Jordan has
must
to
be
break
paying
that
pretty
dude
good.
off.
He better be getting
Yes.
broken off.
Next thing you know, actual Drake is going to turn in his Duke gear and he's going to be showing up in Tar Heel gear, hanging out with Drake Maye courtside at UNC games. Just wait, calling it now. No, Aaron, look, I think you got to go back to the words of the great American poet here, Bob Frost, okay? He came to the fork in the woods. He took the road less traveled. You want him to take the well-shorn trash path that we're seeing all over the country now. You want him to be Jahmyr Gibbs. You want him to be Henry To'o. Worked out for those guys, right? Stick where you are. Go win at UNC. You can win the Heisman from there. You can win the ACC there. And if you do, you will be immortal. If you win a natty at Alabama, you're just another national championship winning quarterback at Alabama.
Football.
You got to go back to
I would say this, people don't care about football. People don't care about football. North Carolina. No, they don't care.
Until you win. People don't care about basketball in New Orleans until you have the Pelicans sitting top number 1 in the Western Conference. Go look at the NBA standings.
You and I are both SEC guys. You know what it means to play in this league. You know how much it means to the fan bases. Like Stetson Bennett will never have to pay for anything the rest of his life in the state of Georgia. I don't have to pay for a lot of things in the state of Georgia, and I didn't win a championship. Like you, as a starting quarterback, and Drake is a far superior quarterback than both of us. If you come to a place like Alabama or Georgia and you win a Heisman and go and win a championship, possibly, you are set for life. North Carolina, they're just like wins basketball season. Great, we won an ACC championship. That's really cool. That's awesome.
No.
They don't care, man. They are a basketball stool. They know it. They will celebrate it. They will enjoy it. They will pat you on the back and they will forget about it and get ready for basketball season. If you win in the Southeastern Conference, it lasts forever. It hits different, T-Bob. You know it. You live it every single day here in the SEC.
The simple truth, the simple truth of American football is that everybody's a something school until they're good at football. Even Kentucky, which has built an empire on the game of basketball. Even when they got a taste, even a little taste there, just a little, they got a tiny little suckle at the football god's teat, just a little football god colostrum. And what did they do? All of a sudden, they're shitting on John Calipari. They're paying they're paying Mark Stoops more than they pay Calipari. People are showing up for the games, talking about Calipari needs to chill out, dude. We support Stoops, blah, blah, blah. They quickly dropped basketball, only to now be disappointed because they reminded that Kentucky they got to hop back on that basketball bandwagon.
But how long was that built, though, T-Bob? How long that was built over Mark Stoops over 6-7 years of having success and being almost like that number 2
that's
team.
The beautiful part about American football.
It wasn't a flash in the pan. You get 1-star player for a season, and then you go back to being irrelevant the next season. That's the problem right now for North Carolina. It's not like, do we feel confident that this is going to then all of a sudden turn North Carolina into a contender for the next 5-6 years where people continue to love football? No, it is a
great quarterback
basketball school.
A great quarterback is like a piece of alien technology that you find and you reverse engineer. It can make you relevant immediately on a way grander scale than you have any right to be. Good job by Drake Maye staying at UNC.